IUL is like a powerful generator. In this episode, I'm going to explain how IUL generates more money than traditional accounts like IRAs and 401ks invested in the market. I'm Doug Andrew. I've been a financial strategist and retirement planning specialist now for nearly 5 decades. I started in 1974, and back then I had a Series 1 securities license. Now, they don't even offer that anymore. A Series 1 is like a Series 6, Series 7, Series 24, 63, all combined in one. Back in 1974, I could sell any stock, bond, mutual fund, or whatever. And so from 1974 until 1980, by the end of 1980, I was responsible for more than 3,000 clients in 13 Western states. And I was basically a big buy term insurance and invest the difference proponent. And I was investing their money in a portfolio of mutual funds, Pioneer Fund, Templeton Fund, trying to get an average of 12%. Now, in actuality, Dalbar says in any 20-year period, people, if they buy and hold, they'll probably average 9.14%. We were trying to time the market. Now, in actuality, most retirees, they panic when the market goes down 20 or 30%. And so they sell low, and then they wait till the market comes back up again, and then they buy high. So the average retiree with money in the market is only averaging about 3.5%, according to Dalbar. That's pretty sad because Wall Street was not designed to create predictable income. Okay, so I've helped many people learn how to participate when the market goes up. Back in 1980, with those 3,000 clients, we were trying so hard to average 12% until all of a sudden we had a wake-up call. Now, my brother-in-law was a manager of an E.F. Hutton brokerage firm. And E.F. Hutton is often credited with being the brainchild behind the emergence of universal life. They realized back in 1980, even if we could average 12%, because the stock market is like a person with a yo-yo, hopefully walking up some stairs, meaning that the market goes up and down, but hopefully, after 10 years, the S&P, the Dow Jones is more than it was 10 years earlier. Well, sometimes that person with the yo-yo is walking across a flat surface for 10 years, like the year 2000 ending in 2010, the Great Recession. That person with a yo-yo was walking across a flat surface. The market went up and then down, then up and then down. And so we call it the lost decade. Well, what we were doing back in the 1970s and in 1980, trying to average 12%, it was like playing red light, green light when you were a kid. Okay, sometimes you would progress 20%. Other times you would take 12 steps back, up and back. But we were trying to average 12 positive steps. Well, even if we could do that, Hutton realized if we could really average 12% by timing the market, when our clients had a nest egg of $1 million, if they were averaging 12% and they pulled out $120,000 a year, what they're earning, they're not netting $120,000. In a 33% tax bracket, which most people who have money between federal and state income tax, they're paying out a third in taxes during retirement. So they're taking 12 steps forward every year of retirement, but they're taking 4 steps back in taxes. So they're not netting 12, they're netting 8. They pull out $120,000, they're paying $40,000 in tax, and they're netting $80,000 to buy gas, groceries, prescriptions, and golf green fees. Now, if you subtract another 1% for the asset management fees, they're only netting 7. They're taking 12 steps forward, 4 steps back in tax, another step back in fees. E.F. Hutton said, you know what? We can create more predictable rates of return by putting their money directly into the multi-trillion-dollar insurance industry. It's the backbone of America, the backbone of the world. They're some of the best money managers in the world. What are we worried about trying to time the market for? So by putting money directly into insurance companies, they safely earn rates of return that are usually, more like 10, 11% back in 1980 with their general account portfolio. In fact, back then they were earning between 11 to 15%. What's their general account portfolio? Those are AAA, AA bonds. Those are mortgages on shopping malls and skyscrapers. Back in 1980, interest rates were high. I never got credited less than 11.75% on my universal life from 1980 to 1990. Some years I got credited as high as 15.5%. Let's round it down to 11. I was able to earn 11 and net 10, meaning that only 1 percentage point was the actual cost of the insurance that the IRS had to be there in order for it to be tax-free. We had many, many clients in 1980 and thereafter that put in $500,000. They were earning 11 and netting 10, and immediately pulling out $50,000 a year, 10% payouts on $500,000 tax-free. $1 million generated $100,000 a year of tax-free income. Yep, and they continued to do that. Then in the 1990s, interest rates started to come down, and so they came out with indexing, index universal life. Your money is not invested in the market, but your return is linked to whatever the market does, because your $1 million, let's say, in the insurance contract is earning the general account portfolio rate. But any year you feel bullish about America, you can tell the insurance company to take the interest on your $1 million and relinquish that, and they can buy upside options in the S&P 500 or any of the indices that you choose that they offer. And then they have the wherewithal to pay you if the market goes up. They'll pay you 12%, 16%, 25%, maybe up to a cap. But if the market crashes, you don't lose. The options expire worthless, but you still have your $1 million. So your money's not invested at risk in the market. My 3,000 clients were never happier than when I got them out of the market back in 1980. And so using indexing, they're still able to participate when the market goes up, but not lose when the market goes down. So this is where I compare IUL to a powerful generator. So when I talk to people as a financial strategist and retirement planning specialist, I have helped clients optimize assets by using existing assets. It's sort of like we have a dam here and we have this reservoir of assets. And a lot of people have a lot of different assets, and it's good for boating and fishing and recreation. But you're able to give new life to an existing asset, which creates power for a whole community below while you still preserve the asset. Well, a lot of people didn't realize that by having life insurance, you could use life insurance not just for death benefit as an asset, but as a living benefit. You gave life insurance a new life by using it for liquid assets, safely earning returns for retirement. And so it becomes a powerful generator like turbines at the base of the dam that creates cash flow so that every $1 million can generate, $100,000 a year of tax-free income or cash flow because of this powerful generator that generates income if you live to be 120. And so this is very powerful compared to the financial services industry that only wants you to pull out 4% a year if your money's in the market. Because most people who have their money in the market, they panic when the market goes down and they sell low, and then they wait till the market comes up and they buy high. And so most retirees are only averaging about 3.5%. The financial services industry, they don't want to be sued for you outliving your money. So they tell their advisors to only allow you to pull out 4% a year, $1 million nest egg. They only want you to pull out 40 grand. That's pretty pathetic. And that's before tax. In a 25% bracket, you're only netting 3% or 30,000. Hello, I'd rather have a powerful turbine where I can pull out 90 or 100,000. How much more is 90,000 than 30,000? It's 300% more. That's the difference between a powerful generator versus, a battery, so to speak, that goes dead because you're going to outlive your money. When inflation is 7, 8, 10%, 15%, and you're only pulling out 3 or 4% net, you're going to outlive your money. So this is why I felt many people generate income for as long as they live by using maximum funded indexed universal life. Now, oftentimes, one of the favorite quotes that I have heard is, it's often the view from where you sit that makes you fear defeat. Life is full of many aisles, so why don't you change your seat? Sometimes people go, well, I've never heard of this before. I've never seen an insurance policy that does this. Well, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because you haven't maybe seen your brain, does that mean it doesn't exist? Well, a lot of times people are viewing something from this side of the dam, and all they see is this. It's death benefit. I want you to change your view over to this side and see this huge reservoir of cash that can be used for all kinds of purposes, and you can give it a new life by providing power for generations, so that when you ultimately pass away, now it blossoms and transfers tax-free. Is this making sense? So that's why many times I will talk about the difference between a generator versus a battery. So folks, if you want to learn more how to employ this strategy, I want to gift you a copy of one of our most recent best-selling books. It's called The Laser Fund. It's a 300-page book. And it retails on Amazon for $20, and then you pay shipping and handling. I'll gift you a copy, but let me explain it quickly. It's 300 pages, but it's 2 books in one. This side, the white-covered side, is about 200 pages, and it contains 14 chapters with all the charts and graphs and explanations of how a maximum funded IUL policy, if it's structured correctly and funded properly, is deemed what I call a laser fund. Liquid asset safely earning return spells the acronym LASER. Now, if you learn more by stories and examples, you flip it over to this book. This is about 100 pages, 12 chapters with 62 actual client stories of how a properly structured IUL policy is the dream solution, not just for retirement, but for college funding, working capital for business, real estate management, emergency funds, pension maximization if you're a school teacher, firefighter, or police officer, okay? But if you want to use your whole brain, you can read both of these books. You simply go to laserfund, laserfund.com, click on the link below, and you contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling, and I'll cover the rest of that cost. I'll pay for the book. I will fire out a hard copy to you. But while you're in there claiming your free copy, if you like to listen and learn or watch and learn, check out the audio and video options. They're there for a nominal fee. Also, check out the free educational webinars we teach on a weekly basis. There's no charge for those. You can even schedule an appointment with an IUL specialist to see some illustrations on how a properly structured IUL policy can benefit you in your particular set of circumstances, so you can generate income for as long as you live instead of running out by keeping your money in accounts like IRAs and 401ks.